Ladies and gentlemen, today our collective efforts aim to make a lasting impact for a better, brighter tomorrow. We now officially open the two-day LCF CSR Conference 2019 with the theme Toward Collective Impact, Collaborations That Work.
We have planned the next 2 days to generate meaningful and fruitful conversations. We'll provide you many opportunities
Toward Collective Impact, Collaborations That Work.
We have planned the next 2 days to generate meaningful and fruitful conversations. We'll provide you many opportunities to interact, to inspire and be inspired, and to explore possible partnerships and collaborations. As you can see, this conference is in itself a product of collaborative action.
The key to collaboration, complementing each other. You don't necessarily provide the same thing, but together what you provide becomes a greater whole that can help to address the issue.
We really believe that plastic bottles are not waste. World Without Waste talks about a world where waste is not wasted.
We have proven that collaboration really works. We believe that we can achieve shared prosperity for all through collaboration and working together as one nation for the Pinoy interest.
Your investment today becomes the foundation for tomorrow's progress, accelerating change, developing global competitiveness. Let us help the schools and create a better world. To win the talent war, we have the right people with the right skills at the right time.
The most challenging way that we have to act is that we have to be courageous, that we have to actually go beyond the constraints of our own organization and to really ask some bold questions.
They say, if you love, you will forgive. And when you forgive, you will have peace. And when you have peace, you will have joy. And so when you collaborate with one another, please collaborate with joy and peace.
enabling change and uplifting communities. This is the driving force behind Manila Water Foundation.
Manila Water Foundation is the heart of the Manila Water Company.
Established in 2005 as Manila Water Company's social development arm, MWF has since become a non-stock, non-profit organization accredited by the Philippine Council for NGO Certification and recognized by related government agencies. In 2017, MWF shifted to focus on WASH. WASH, or Water Access, Sanitation, and Hygiene Education, leverages on Manila Water's business expertise.
Manila Water Foundation's vision is to be the enabler of change through sustainable water access, sanitation, and hygiene education for marginalized communities in the Philippines. And the Foundation's mission is to create and implement participatory and responsive WASH programs contributing to holistic community development.
To contribute to the global social development agenda, the Foundation anchored its advocacy to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals.
Internationally, we are aligned with the UN SDGs, or the UN Sustainable Development Goals. SDG 1, No Poverty. SDG 3, Good Health and Well-being. SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation. SDG 14, Life Below Water. And SDG 17, Partnerships for the Goals.
MWF empowers communities through a holistic and integrated WASH program following a three-stage approach. Water access. Safe, clean, and potable water is made available through developing water supply systems. Sanitation. Safely managed sanitation facilities or toilets are made accessible for proper waste containment, disposal, and management. Hygiene. Educational institutions and communities will be educated on proper hygiene practices to reduce health risks at all times. This is made in a participatory approach where the community takes ownership and WASH becomes the community's agenda.
Masaya at nagkaroon kami ng tubig binigay ng Manila Water Foundation. Masaya kami. Hindi nun kaya namin masukli ito. Ang sobrang saya po namin doon sa aming komunidad.
May minsan na naranasan namin na hingian na lang ng tubig. Ngayon, sawa kami sa tubig. May gripo pa. Ang tubig po talaga, importante sa buhay ng tao yan. Kasama ng buhay ang tubig na yan.
The Integrated WASH program is at the core of MWF, which brought forth the flagship programs. Lingap, providing safe, clean, and potable water to public institutions such as schools and health centers for drinking, hand washing, and toothbrushing. Ahon Tubig, building standalone water supply system and subsidizing piped-in water connections to low-income communities. Ahon Sanitasyon, providing communal sanitation facilities and interventions. Health in our hands, educating communities on the importance of proper hygiene practices as key for healthy living. Moreover, the Foundation is able to reach more people throughout the years through its special programs. Agapay Tubig, deploying drinking water to communities affected by disasters, and Agapay Sanitasyon, constructing sanitation facilities like transitional toilets in communities displaced by disasters and calamities. In 2015, the Foundation launched the Prize for Engineering Excellence, which recognizes notable Filipino engineers whose innovations helped solve development problems in the areas of water, sanitation, sustainability, and the environment. With this is the Experts Bureau, a circle of the prize's awardees who can be tapped as resource persons or consultants in WASH-related activities. Manila Water Foundation's programs are made possible by its partners and the WASH volunteers, a pool of Manila Water enterprise talents and external stakeholders who selflessly give their time and resources to MWF's initiatives.
Looking forward, Manila Water Foundation envisions to scale up and expand our initiatives. And this has been made possible with all the stakeholders and partners. We will commit that we'll be able to resolve WASH issues one community at a time. We hope that our impact will be more meaningful. And when we leave the community, that community can be sustained by the community itself. Sa bawat tahanan na aming pinapasok, sa bawat pamilya na aming kinakausap, at sa bawat bata na aming inakalagaan, ito ang higit na nagbibigay sa aming inspirasyon para maipagpatuloy ang aming hadikain na mapagbigay ng malinis na tubig, ng maayos na palikuran sa bawat komunidad. We will continue our efforts to provide clean and safe water and safely manage toilets so that we could provide the dignity and hope for every family. This is what we have signed up for, and we have only just begun.
The coronavirus makes all Filipinos vulnerable, changing our lives in ways we might never have imagined. Notwithstanding this pandemic, Metrobank and GT Capital remain committed to helping in this time of great need through our philanthropic arms. It has been a long-standing mission of the Metrobank Foundation and the GT Foundation of the T family to contribute to the nation's welfare, especially in times like these. Since COVID-19 disrupted the world, both foundations have mobilized resources to assist our country's efforts in stemming the tide against the onslaught of the disease. Donations through our Helping Hands program, amounting to 220 million pesos, were already made by mid-2020 to complement initiatives of the national government. We collaborated with like-minded business groups, organizations, and local government units to address the exigencies of our people, especially the hardest hit sectors. To enhance the nation's testing capacity, 7 molecular laboratories were constructed, capable of running thousands of samples a day. We also purchased locally developed PCR swab testing kits for 3 medical institutions. Antibody rapid test kits were distributed to cities in Metro Manila and nearby provinces. We boosted the capacity of San Juan Medical Center to take care of COVID-19 patients. We also extended assistance to the medical and security frontliners. We distributed personal protective equipment to select healthcare facilities nationwide. Police and military personnel were provided with safety equipment. In partnership with other corporate foundations, we reached out to underprivileged families, giving hot meals and ready-to-cook food packs. Together with leading businesses, we distributed grocery vouchers to 1 million families. Displaced jeepney drivers in Pandacan, Manila were given financial assistance in the face of drastically reduced or lost income. Efforts are being directed towards a vegetable farming program to establish food security and resiliency for hundreds of families from Palawan and Capiz. Our subsidiaries and affiliates have also been active with Toyota, donating vehicles for the mobility of health frontliners. Metro bankers, through the Purple Hearts Club, raised funds to support their respective communities. It has always been our core value to respond collectively to the community around us and at large, with meaningful interventions that go to the heart of the matter.
While these may be times of anxieties and many concerns, our response remains as it has always been, to be there and meet the needs, providing the support where it is most needed. We stand in solidarity with the suffering and those who are making tremendous sacrifices to help alleviate the pain. Despite the overwhelming challenges around us, we also see a tremendous generosity of spirit as private and public sectors work as one. We stand in deep admiration for the first responders on the medical front lines who continue to expend themselves to save lives. Communities, schools, civic and social organizations are pooling resources, sometimes even out of their own need. This coming together will enable us to heal as a nation. And it is our hope that we will come out of this painful time as a more compassionate people and with a deep responsibility for our fellow men.
We will intensify our efforts to help different groups through our annual traditions. Metrobank's grant-making initiatives have provided aid to social development organizations supporting programs on health, education, arts, and livelihood. These will continue through our annual anniversary grants turnover.
One of our goals has always been the empowerment of the vulnerable and those on the margins. Sustaining our collective effort is crucial to ensure that no Filipino gets left behind.
The development grants advance support for health, education, arts, and livelihood interventions. These are aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We aim to fill the gaps in providing access to quality health care, as well as safe and clean drinking water for underserved areas. Delivery of quality education, provision of scholarship opportunities, and crucial tools for learners' instruction form part of our thrust. We are committed to helping end hunger and malnutrition in the country. We also continue to support local artists hone their craft and micro-entrepreneurs as they strive for livelihood sustainably. Nation building is a collective effort. It starts from the heart, and it is at the core of Metrobank's meaningful banking, a service that goes beyond business by considering the well-being of the community. We remain committed to keeping our partners, our communities, and our fellow men in good hands. Together, we heal as one.
Good day, everyone. Kumusta po kayo? I am Nix Hipolito from Manila Water Foundation, and I will be your host for today's virtual turnover ceremony. Today marks another milestone for the program LCFWinS, Lingap Eskwela sa Pandemya, as we turn over donations from our LCF member and project sponsor, the Metrobank Foundation. LCFWinS is a collaboration between and among corporations and corporate foundations in support to the Wash in Schools program of the Department of Education. It also supports the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan of the department in this time of the pandemic. LCFWinS is also aligned with one of the League of Corporate Foundations' strategic pillars, collective impact, which is the network's ability to convene, participate, collaborate, and build partnerships among its members and other stakeholders toward addressing societal gaps. As part of the annual grants turnover in September 2020, this sponsorship of the Metrobank Foundation is reaching 20 schools from select cities in NCR, La Union, Bulacan, Laguna, Rizal, Davao del Sur, and Zamboanga del Sur for the construction of hand hygiene facilities and the provision of hygiene kits. Kaya naman shout out po sa lahat ng ating mga manonood from all our partner schools. Welcome po to this program this afternoon. Now, this broadcast that you are about to be inspired with is a continuation of the collaboration between Manila Water Foundation and the project sponsor, the Metrobank Foundation. In 2020, 5 hygiene facilities were constructed in 5 schools. Join us for a quick look back and let's all watch this.
ating pasilidad ngayon ay napakalaking tulong upang mapanatili natin ang kalusugan at mapigilan ang pagkalat ng sakit na COVID. Ito po ay isang napakalaking biyaya para sa aming paaralan, sa aming mga personnel, at sa mga teachers na pumapasyal sa paaralan, at maging sa mga magulang na kumukuha ng module o kumukuha po ng mga kagamitan o ng tablet para naman po ay bahagi sa aming mga mag-aaral. Ako po'y nagpapasalamat at ang pasilidad na to ay isang biyaya sa aming mga kawani at mag-aaral ng mataas na paaralang DepEd A. Gonzales.
Ako, malaking tulong talaga tong hygiene facility na to. Kasi di ba mas safe kung talagang sasabunin natin at huhugasan natin yung kamay natin rather than, simply using the alcohol. So, ang ganda pa pati ng location natin. Ito ay sa may gate natin talaga. So, babaguhin po namin ang aming protocol. Hindi lang po alcohol or spray ng alcohol ang aming mga visitors dito or mga parents or mga stakeholders, kundi hugas po talaga ng kamay bago po pumasok sa school para naman po safe po tayong lahat.
This hygiene facility or this is really aligned with the advocacy of our Department of Education, which is the Wash in School program. But because of this hygiene or washing facility donated by the League of Corporate Foundation, the Metrobank, and Manila Water, this is a big help to all of us.
Yung hygiene facility, hindi lamang yan sa paghuhugas ng kamay, no? But very important yan, no? Yung cleanliness, lalo na pag kumakain ng mga bata, at lalo-lalo na yung panahon ng pandemic, no? Para maiwasan natin yung paglaganap itong virus. At pangalawa, hindi lamang yung paglilinis ng kamay o ng katawan. Ito yung maganda, may potable water din na binibigay ang Manila Water, no? Kasi hindi lahat ng bata nakakainom ng purified water. So, importante yan. Meron tayong potable water at meron tayong hand washing facility to prevent escalation of virus.
Ibang klase yung itinatayong hand washing facility, no? State of the art, kumbaga. Tapos, napakalaking tulong po niyan para sa ating mga estudyante. Diyan sila maghuhugas ng kamay, matututo sila na ma-maintain ang tamang hygiene at ganun din po sa ating mga magulang. Makakampante yung ating mga magulang na safe ang kanilang anak sa eskwelahan dahil meron tayong natanggap na facility mula sa League of Corporate Foundation, Manila Water Foundation, and Metrobank Foundation sa support na ibinigay nila sa pagbibigay ng hand washing facilities para sa aming paaralan.
And today, dear friends, we are officially turning over 10 faucet foot pedal operated hygiene facilities to another 5 schools. And these are the Fortune Elementary School in Marikina City, Fortune High School also in Marikina City, Dita Elementary School in Santa Rosa, Laguna, Sampad Elementary School in Cardona, Rizal, and Subay Elementary School in Talim Island, also in Cardona, Rizal. As you have seen, dear friends, the hygiene facilities have properly distanced faucets 1 meter apart to facilitate physical distancing during group hand washing. And each facility is equipped with a soap dish to promote hand washing with soap. And with signages to the steps to proper hand washing, toothbrushing, and of course, COVID-19 precautionary measures. Ayan. Wow, diba? So talagang katulad ng sinabi na state-of-the-art po yung mga facilities na kinonstruct natin sa ating mga school partners. Also celebrated today, dear friends, is the official turnover of hygiene kits to 10 schools. And they are the Ayala Central School in Zamboanga City, Bayanihan Elementary School in Davao City, Bulihan Elementary School in Malolos, Bulacan, Kaingin Elementary School in Santa Rosa, Laguna, Catalina Vida de Jalon Memorial School in Zamboanga City, Luyan Elementary School in Davao City, San Nicolas Elementary School in Agoola, Union, Manggahan Elementary School in Pasig City, Sixto Babao Elementary School in Davao City, and Tawiran Elementary School in Obando, Bulacan. Wow, that was a very long list of partner schools. And thank you so much once again to our project sponsor, the Metrobank Foundation. Now, each hygiene kit which we gave out contain a hand soap, alcohol, vitamin C, a toothbrush, toothpaste, and a washable face mask. These will help make sure our learners can practice good hygiene habits while learning from home. And once again, these are made possible through the partnership of Metrobank Foundation with the League of Corporate Foundations and its project implementer, Manila Water Foundation. And now to welcome us in our celebration this afternoon and to tell us more about LCFWinS, we are pleased to have the chairperson of the League of Corporate Foundations and the president and chief operating officer of Aboitiz Foundation, Ms. Maribeth M. Marasigan.
Hello, thank you very much, Nix. Good afternoon. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. It is a pleasure to be here as this means we are once again turning over some hygiene kits and facilities as part of our LCFWinS Lingap Eskwela sa Pandemya. The League of Corporate Foundation is very proud to bring this program to 15 schools here in Metro Manila. Amidst the current situation we're in, the rising cases of COVID positives disrupting the way we live and work, there is still a ray of sunshine and hope. At nandito tayo, tuloy pa rin ang ating paglilingkod kahit naka-online lang ito. By coming together, as Nix mentioned earlier, we fulfill one of LCF's strategic pillar, and that is on achieving collective impact through collaboration. So leveraging on our ability to convene, participate, and build partnerships among its members and other stakeholders towards addressing a common societal need, and in this case, the need to strengthen WASH in schools to support learning continuity amid the COVID-19 pandemic. So despite the fact that there are no face-to-face classes today and probably until the end of the year, we chose to forge ahead with this project with the future in mind. Hand washing needs to be the new norm. And if we want to encourage and drive this behavior, we need to provide the means to make this happen. LCFWinS Lingap Eskwela sa Pandemya program aligns with the guidelines of global and national agencies such as UNICEF, the World Health Organization, and the Department of Education's 3-star approach for WASH in schools and response to the achievement of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, namely SDG 6 for clean water and sanitation, SDG 3 for good health and well-being, and of course, SDG 4 for quality education. This program was officially launched in July 2020 during the celebration of CSR Week. So mag-iisang taon na po. And to date, we have 10 member organizations collaborating with us in this program. We have, of course, the Manila Water Foundation as project implementer and program sponsors, namely the Aboitiz Foundation, the BDO Foundation, the Citizen of the World Foundation, Wholesome Philippines Foundation, Knowledge Channel Foundation, Insular Foundation, Pasar Foundation, Vivant Foundation, and of course, today's turnover partner, Metrobank Foundation. Metrobank Foundation has pledged to donate hygiene facilities and supplies for 20 schools, amounting to a total of 2.7 million. So today, we're turning over the second batch of their donation, which include 5 recipients of faucet hygiene facilities and 10 recipients of hygiene kits. To date, Metrobank's donation have benefited over 31,000 learners in 20 schools. Thank you very much for your generosity, Metrobank Foundation, represented here today by their president, Mr. Sobrepeña. I don't know if he's here. Sir Chito, thank you very much for your continued support of the League of Corporate Foundations. And congratulations to everyone involved in this project. This is a clear manifestation that when people come together towards a shared vision and goal, we can make things happen. Again, thank you very much. Good afternoon. And please stay home and stay safe, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Maribeth. Daghang salamat. And of course, keep safe po, Ma'am. Tama po kayo, Ma'am. With partnerships and collaboration, Great things with social impact are easily made possible. Now, speaking of collaboration, dear friends, let us now hear from one of our project partners, Manila Water Foundation. MWF advocates for WASH, or water access, sanitation, and hygiene education. In 2019 alone, through its program Lingap Eskwela, MWF has provided hand washing and drinking facilities to a total of 46 institutions, benefiting more than 149,000 learners. Since 2020, responding to the needs amidst the pandemic, MWF continues to provide hand hygiene facilities to schools and institutions through its Wash in Pandemic program, with facilities redesigned to meet minimum health standards. To give his partnership message, let us welcome Manila Water Foundation's Executive Director, Mr. Reginald M. Andal.
Magandang hapon sa Unix. Magandang hapon, mga katubig. As an organization with the core advocacy of WASH, or water access, sanitation, and hygiene, we are grateful to be the implementing partner of the League of Corporate Foundations through its chair, Maribeth Marasigan, and Metrobank Foundation through its president, Chito Sobrepena, for LCFWinS, Lingap Eskwela sa Pandemya. In our country, over 7 million people do not have access to basic hand washing facility with soap and water within their homes. Almost half of all schools in the Philippines do not have group hand washing facilities with soap available for their students. And unfortunately, even many barangay or healthcare facilities do not always have functioning hand washing stations. This is a major problem, especially now that we are in a pandemic, when proper hand washing with clean water and soap is one of the minimum public health standards and considered to be the most effective yet least expensive practice or habit against communicable diseases, including COVID-19. Our virtual celebration event today is a demonstration of our collective effort and impact, working together to create the enabling environment and the right conditions for good hand hygiene in schools and communities. As for the LCFWinS, we ensure three key elements. One, there is access to infrastructure, reliable supply of water and drainage of gray or wastewater. Two, there is access to supplies such as soap to motivate and embed the habit of practice of proper hand washing. And three, there is access to information on how and when to properly wash their hands with reminders on responsible use of water and on COVID-19 precautionary measures. This is why we have to commend Metrobank Foundation as they extend a helping hand to 20 public elementary schools across the country. They have donated 10 faucet hand hygiene facilities and 2,000 hygiene kits with wash storybooks and info education materials benefiting 31,438 learners. Hopefully, we'll go back to face-to-face classes sooner than later once we get back into normalcy after this pandemic. Tunay na puso at sigasig mula sa Metrobank Foundation. Hawak kamay tayo para sa kalinga at kalusugan ng mga kabataang Pilipino. We would also like to recognize the support of our institutional partner, Department of Education, especially the offices of Undersecretary Tony Umali for Legislative Affairs, Partnerships, and External Linkages, Undersecretary Elaine Pasqua for Administration, and Director Cora Dumlao of the Bureau of Learner Support Services, School Health Division. It was actually through the learning session of LCF Committee on Education last June 2020, which inspired and gave birth to this collective project of LCFWinS after a breakthrough proposal of Mr. Chito Sobrepena. The facility design, which follows the minimum public health standards, was also vetted by the Department of Education and the Department of Health. Compared to makeshift or portable hand washing bins, we construct permanent, solid-looking infrastructures that are safe, durable, sustainable, and more hygienic, as we acknowledge that these are long-term investments which would be needed by our learners and teachers even beyond the pandemic. As for Manila Water Foundation, we have already installed since the pandemic occurred 54 hybrid hygiene facilities, including 16 in public schools, benefiting more than 300,000 individuals, and 44 hygiene facilities in public schools in 2019, serving more than 150,000 learners and teachers. Without our partners and stakeholders, we cannot achieve successful implementation of our flagship programs, Lingap and WASH in pandemic. Patuloy po ang aming suporta sa OK o Oplan Kalusugan sa DepEd sa ating hangarin na magkaroon ng ligtas na inuming tubig, maayos na palikuran, sapat na handwashing facilities bilang paghanda sa pagbabalik eskwela ng ating mga mag-aaral. Ating papalaganapin at papanatilihin ang kalinisan at kalusugan sa mga paaralan kasama ang mga guro, magulang at mga estudyante. For many of you watching today, especially to our learners, parents, teachers, community leaders, let us start embedding proper hand washing practices within our daily lives. We can make sure that it is easy for everyone to properly wash their hands in school and at home, instilling these good hand hygiene habits for a healthier and safer Philippines. Your Manila Water Foundation commits to continue bringing WASH for all communities. Have a great day, everyone. Wash up, wash up.
Thank you so much, Sir Reg. Wash up, wash up. And we thank our partners for being one with us in the mission of bringing WASH for all communities. Now, dear friends, our next speaker is very special. He was the one who brought up the idea with the LCF board that its members can collaborate to support the WASH in schools requirements during this pandemic. Dear friends, we are fortunate to have him with us today, no less than the president of Metrobank Foundation, our project sponsor. And here he is, Mr. Aniceto M. Sobrepeña.
Dr. Maria Corazon Dumlao, Chief Health Officer, Bureau of Learner Support Services, School Health Division of the Department of Education. Ms. Maribeth Maresigan, our Chairperson of the LCF and President and COO of Avoitis Foundation. Mr. Reginald Andal, Executive Director of Manila Water Foundation. Partner schools, friends, ladies and gentlemen, magandang hapon sa ating lahat. Today's ceremonies mark another milestone in our grant-giving initiatives to address specific development challenges both in the sectors of health and education. This event signifies the completion of this project as we turn over the last 5 remaining 10 faucet hand hygiene facilities and distribute 2,000 hygiene kits to our partner schools. We take pride in supporting this project and join our fellow corporate foundations to realize LCF's Lingap Eskwela sa Pandemya program. I am delighted that my recommendation to the LCF to organize corporate foundations in building WASH or water, sanitation, and hygiene facilities has become another successful undertaking. It delights us to witness this series of turnovers coupled with the distribution of hygiene kits as we embark on our journey to future-proof the welfare and safety of our students, educators, and other school personnel in this new normal or new strange. We are privileged to collaborate with the Manila Water Foundation. Their able, professional, and skillful expertise in constructing wash facilities and providing safe and clean water sources made the development assistance more meaningful and impactful. To date, our 2.7 million peso development assistance has built 10 hand hygiene facilities with 2,000 hygiene kits distributed to 10 schools.
in Metro Manila, Bulacan, La Union, Rizal, Laguna, Davao, and Zamboanga. While we miss seeing our children and youth attend face-to-face classes, it excites us to visualize how these facilities will become more useful in the near future. We hope that our beneficiary schools will take good care of these facilities for its long-term use. It has been more than a year since the start of this pandemic, and as our country continues to confront different issues in mitigating its impact to people's lives and the economy, we in the Metrobank Foundation stay committed to actively participate in supporting programs and projects in various fronts. Together with our sister foundation, the GT Foundation, the multi-million COVID funds we have released to support short-term relief and recovery assistance to affected sectors in the previous year shall be sustained moving forward. This includes the conglomerate's assistance in the procurement of vaccines and inoculation. We remain undeterred to respond to the call for collective action. I congratulate and thank everyone for making this collaboration possible. Indeed, united as we are, we made everything easy, fast, and effective. Mabuhay tayong lahat. Maraming salamat po.
And I agree with you, Sir Chito. Thank you so much, Mr. Sobrepeña. Manila Water Foundation is indeed honored to be your program partner. We are proud to have joined hands with Metrobank Foundation in sustainably supporting school communities across the country. Now, dear friends, LCFWinS, through the sponsorship of the Metrobank Foundation, benefited 31,438 learners in 20 schools. Wow, that's such a huge donation. Thank you so much po. And at this point, we will now witness the ceremonial turnover of donations to the remaining 15 schools. Now, are you ready to be inspired and to listen to our dear teachers? Let's all watch this.
paaralang elementarya ng Subay ay nangangailangan ng isang hand washing facility na katulad ng inyong ipinagkaloob. Dati ang aming paaralan ay may 5 faucet ng hand washing lamang sa gawing kaliwa ng paaralang ito. Ngayon sa pamagitan ng inyong idodonate, madadagdagan ito at magiging mas matibay pa ang WINS program ng paaralan. Pagdating pa lamang ng mga guro dito, yan na ang unang magiging hakbang nila ang paghuhugas ng kamay sapagkat ang hand washing facility na ito ay talagang magdudulot ng kapakinabangan para sa kanila. Gayon din naman sa aming mga magulang at gayon din sa aming mga mag-aaral na kapag magkakaroon kami ng distribution at retrieval ng modules, lalo na sa panahon ngayon, ay masisigurado naming ligtas sapagkat siguradong dadaan muna sila dito sa facility na ito upang makapaghugas ng kamay bago pa man sila makatanggap ng kanilang module.
Ako tuwan-tuwa nung maano ko ito na talagang bibigyan kami ng washing facility. Maituturo namin sa kanila ang kung paano ang tamang paglilinis ng kamay para makaiwas sa sakit hindi lamang sa COVID.
Mahirap ang sitwasyon ngayong pandemic dahil talagang challenge sa amin kung paano ipagpapatuloy ang serbisyo para sa mga mag-aaral ng Fortune Elementary School dahil maraming pagbabago, maraming iaayos, maraming isasakatuparan, maraming dapat maibigay bukod sa edukasyon na kailangan namin maisagawa. Napaka-swerte ng Fortune Elementary School na mapili kami para sa facility na to. Malaking bagay ito para sa WASH program, malaking bagay sa pang-araw-araw na kabuhayan at pag-aaral at paglilingkod at pagsisilbi po sa ating mga bata.
Malaking bagay ito sa pamamagitan nitong hand washing facilities ay magagamit namin ito upang malinis yung aming katawan, aming kamay. Magamit namin ito, pwedeng mainom sa tulong siyempre ng foundation ng Manila Water at ng Metrobank. So bago nila makuha yung module sa bawat silid-aralan na kung saan nabibilang yung kanilang mga anak, ay kinakailangan muna nila sigurong dumaan dito sa ating hand washing facilities upang makapaghugas ng kamay.
Nasa pandemic time po tayo. So sa ngayon po ay talagang hirap po kami na i-adapt pero sa awa ng Diyos dahil sa mga tulong ng mga stakeholders natin ay nakakaraos naman din po. Malaking tulong po ito dahil bago po sila pumunta sa mga rooms na kung saan sila kukuha ng mga materyales na kakailanganin ng kanilang mga anak ay siyempre nagpa-practice muna kami ng health protocols na sinasabi natin, paghuhugas ng kamay. So malaki pong tulong na ito. And in preparation na po ito sa face-to-face. In case na nag-face-to-face po kami, malaki pong tulong ito. Lalong-lalo na, napakalaki nga ang population namin dito. Taos-puso po kaming nagpapasalamat. Lalong-lalo na sa League of Corporate Foundation, ang Metrobank Foundation, Manila Water Foundation, thank you so much from Dita Elementary School. Walang hanggang pasasalamat dahil nagulat kami napakaganda at timely talaga.
I'm so grateful that we were able to be a recipient of the Manila Water Foundation. It's a big help for our school, most especially to our learners here at Ayala Central School Center, Zamboanga Subdivision.
Maraming salamat sa Manila Water Foundation, sa Metrobank Foundation at sa LCF sa patuloy na pagsuporta sa aming munting paaralan.
In behalf of the 23 teachers, 740 learners, and parents of San Nicolas Elementary School of Agua West District, La Union Schools Division, We are more than happy and thankful for the hygiene kits that you have given.
Maraming salamat sa Manila Water Foundation, League of Corporate Foundation, and Metrobank Foundation.
Maraming salamat po sa our generous donors, sa Metrobank Foundation, Manila Water Foundation, and LCF.
Sa ngalan ng aming paaralan, Fortune High School, at ng Schools Divisions of Marikina, at ng 3,069 na mga mag-aaral at 105 na mga guro, kami ay nagpapasalamat sa League of Corporate Foundation, sa Metrobank Foundation, at sa Manila Water Foundation sa ibinigay nilang hand washing facilities na magagamit ng mga guro, ng mga magulang, at higit sa lahat ng mga mag-aaral. Maraming salamat.
Ang aming taus-pusong pasasalamat sa League of Corporate Foundation, Metrobank Foundation, and Manila Water Foundation. Maraming salamat.
Utang na loob namin ang pagpapatayo nito dahil napakalaking tulong nito sa aming paaralan and sa community as well. It is with great appreciation to thank you, the sponsoring foundations, for this facility, and we promise to make use of this to our full advantage. Thank you so much.
Nais naming magpasalamat at taos-puso naming pinasasalamatan ang lahat ng stakeholders upang maitaguyod ang pagsasagawa o ang pagkakaroon ng hygiene and hand washing facility tulad nito. Maraming salamat sa aming stakeholders tulad ng League of Corporate Foundations, gayon din sa Metrobank Foundation at syempre sa Manila Water Foundation. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat at saludo kami sa inyo.
Wow, thank you so much to our dear teachers. And of course, we would like to thank our sponsor, the Metrobank Foundation. And we also thank our school communities too for accepting the project and for welcoming us in their campuses. Nakita nyo naman po, tumawid pa tayo ng isla para maiparating lamang ang hand hygiene facilities na ito across our country. And these will definitely help the efforts in providing a safe and enabling campus for our learners to imbibe the habit of proper hand washing in schools. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to formally acknowledge these donations, we will now hear a message from the Chief Health Officer of the Bureau of Learner Support Services, School Health Division of the Department of Education. Let us all welcome Dr. Maria Corazon Dumlao.
To our fellow health champions at the Manila Water Foundation, the implementer of this project, the Metrobank Foundation, the sponsor of this project, and the many other corporate foundations who took part in this initiative. To our fellow WINS advocates and our dear school health personnel, teachers, parents, and even learners and parents who may be watching us live this afternoon or the recording of this virtual activity, good afternoon to all of you. I hope that you and your family are safe amid the impacts of the pandemic that we are all currently facing. The Department of Education remains true to the commitment to always keep our schools a safe place for both our learners and personnel. One of the ways we have done this is to ensure that wash facilities are in place that are functional to support good hygiene and sanitation practices. Especially during this pandemic, we reflect on the importance of water, sanitation, and hygiene, along with other minimum public health standards. Now, more than ever, the public pays more attention to the importance of our WASH advocacy. Similar to what I shared several weeks ago during the celebration of the World Oral Health Day, which was also spearheaded by the Manila Water Foundation, Wash in Schools or WINS is one of the programs under the Oplan Kalusugan sa Department of Education or OK sa DepEd, a convergence of school health and nutrition initiatives coordinated by the Bureau of Learner Support Services School Health Division. Through OK sa DepEd, we emphasize the importance of establishing and intensifying partnerships to ensure that school health nutrition programs, including the WINS program, reach every school, even from the far-flung areas. Today's occasion is a celebration of such a partnership between DepEd and the Manila Water Foundation, the Metrobank Foundation, and the other corporate foundations involved for Lingap Eskwela sa Pandemya. The construction of drinking and hygiene facilities in selected public schools from all over the country is not only a clear support to our implementation of the WINS program, but also for enforcement of the required healthy standards during this pandemic. Through partnerships like ours, schools around the country are making progress on WASH as the number of schools that comply with the crucial indicators are increasing steadily, even while we are confronted by a global health crisis. I am quite certain that if our field officials and personnel could individually appear and speak today, they would, like me, express their gratitude to the Manila Water Foundation and the Metrobank Foundation for the hand hygiene facilities and hygiene kits turned over to DepEd today. Together with our Secretary Leonor Magtolis Briones and our Undersecretary Alain Del Pascua, who spearheaded the launch of OK sa DepEd in the agency, our Undersecretary Chunisito Umali, who oversees the department's external partnerships service, our Director Lopez Santos III of the Bureau of Learner Support Services, and the educational leaders, health personnel, teachers and learners of the Lingap Eskwela sa Pandemya beneficiary schools in NCR, La Union, Bulacan, Laguna, Rizal, Zamboanga del Sur, and Davao del Sur. We acknowledge and thank you for your unwavering support. Wala po sa aming mga puso, maraming salamat po. Magandang hapon.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dumlao, for taking the time to send that message. Now, of course, with our partners such as the Metrobank Foundation, we are glad to support the Department of Education's Wash in Schools program. Ngayon, sa lahat po ng mga nanonood sa atin ng live sa Facebook, meron pa ako isang request. I-share nyo po ang ating live broadcast ngayong hapon upang ipaalam pa po sa mas maraming tao ang kagandahan ng partnerships and collaboration. Okay, so before we end, ladies and gentlemen, may we request our live guest audiences to join us here on screen for a group photo. Ayan. Hi, Miss Maribeth. Miss Maribeth of the LCF, Sir Reg of Manila Water Foundation, Miss Marivic Mariano, Grants and Healthcare Unit Head of Metrobank Foundation, and of course, Dr. Dumlao, Bureau of Learner Support Services of the Department of Education. All right, so let's position ourselves for the photo opportunity. All right, 1, 2, 3, and smile. Ayan, thank you so much po sa ating mga guests and partners who are here this afternoon. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. And indeed, ladies and gentlemen, through collaboration, greater things are achieved. To date, LCFWinS has benefited more than 111,000 individuals across the country in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And this concludes the virtual turnover ceremony that we have this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today. And in case you missed it, I am leaving you now with the turnover ceremony video in the 15 schools graciously sponsored by the Metrobank Foundation. Again, I am Nix Hipolito, and this is LCFWinS Lingap Eskwela sa Pandemya. Have a great day!
Ang paaralang elementarya ng Subay ay nangangailangan ng isang hand washing facility na katulad ng inyong ipinagkaloob. Dati ang aming paaralan ay may 5 faucet ng hand washing lamang sa gawing kaliwa ng paaralang ito. Ngayon sa pamagitan ng inyong idodonate, madadagdagan ito at maging mas matibay pa ang WINS program ng paaralan. Pagdating pa lamang ng mga guro dito, yan na ang unang magiging hakbang nila, ang paghuhugas ng kamay, sapagkat ang hand washing facility na ito ay talagang magdudulot ng kapakinabangan para sa kanila. Gayon din naman sa aming mga magulang at gayon din sa aming mga mag-aaral na kapag magkakaroon kami ng distribution at retrieval ng modules, lalo na sa panahon ngayon, ay masisigurado naming ligtas sapagkat siguradong dadaan muna sila dito sa facility na ito upang makapaghugas ng kamay bago pa man sila makatanggap ng kanilang module.
Ako tuwan-tuwa nung maano ko ito na talagang bibigyan kami ng washing facility. Maituturo namin sa kanila ang kung paano ang tamang paglilinis ng kamay para makaiwas sa sakit hindi lamang sa COVID.
Mahirap ang sitwasyon ngayong pandemic dahil talagang challenge sa amin kung paano ipagpapatuloy ang serbisyo para sa mga mag-aaral ng Fortune Elementary School dahil maraming pagbabago, maraming iaayos, maraming isasakatuparan, maraming dapat maibigay bukod sa edukasyon na kailangan namin maisagawa. Napaka-swerte ng Fortune Elementary School na mapili kami para sa facility na to. Malaking bagay ito para sa WASH program, malaking bagay sa pang-araw-araw na kabuhayan at pag-aaral at paglilingkod at pagsisilbi po sa ating mga bata.
Malaking bagay ito sa pamamagitan nitong hand washing facilities ay magagamit namin ito upang malinis yung aming katawan, aming kamay. Magamit namin ito, pwedeng mainom sa tulong siyempre ng foundation ng Manila Water at ng Metrobank. So bago nila makuha yung module sa bawat silid-aralan na kung saan nabibilang yung kanilang mga anak, ay kinakailangan muna nila sigurong dumaan dito sa ating hand washing facilities upang makapaghugas ng kamay.
Nasa pandemic time po tayo. So sa ngayon po ay talagang hirap po kami na i-adapt, pero sa awa ng Diyos dahil sa mga tulong ng mga stakeholders natin ay nakakaraos naman din po. Malaking tulong po ito dahil bago po sila pumunta sa mga rooms na kung saan sila kukuha ng mga materyales na kakailanganin ng kanilang mga anak, ay siyempre nagpa-practice muna kami ng health protocols na sinasabi natin, paghuhugas ng kamay. So malaki pong tulong na ito. And in preparation na po ito sa face-to-face. In case na nag-face-to-face po kami, malaki pong tulong ito. Lalong-lalo na, napakalaki nga ang population namin dito. Taos-puso po kaming nagpapasalamat. Lalong-lalo na sa League of Corporate Foundation, ang Metrobank Foundation, Manila Water Foundation, thank you so much from Dita Elementary School. Walang hanggang pasasalamat dahil nagulat kami, napakaganda at timely talaga.
I'm so grateful that we were able to be a recipient of the Manila Water Foundation. It's a big help for our school, most especially to our learners here at Ayala Central School Center, Zamboanga Division.
Maraming salamat sa Manila Water Foundation, sa Metrobank Foundation at sa LCF sa patuloy na pagsuporta sa aming munting paaralan.
In behalf of the 23 teachers, 740 learners, and parents of San Nicolas Elementary School of Agua West District, La Union Schools Division, we are more than happy and thankful for the hygiene kits that you have given.
Maraming salamat sa Manila Water Foundation, League of Corporate Foundation, and Metrobank Foundation.
Maraming salamat po sa our generous donors, sa Metrobank Foundation, Manila Water Foundation, and LCF.
Sa ngalan ng aming paaralan, Fortune High School, at ng Schools Divisions of Marikina, at ng 3,069 na mga mag-aaral at 105 na mga guro, kami ay nagpapasalamat sa League of Corporate Foundation, sa Metrobank Foundation, at sa Manila Water Foundation sa ibinigay nilang hand washing facilities na magagamit ng mga guro, ng mga magulang, at higit sa lahat ng mga mag-aaral. Maraming salamat.
Ang aming taus-pusong pasasalamat sa League of Corporate Foundation, Metrobank Foundation, and Manila Water Foundation. Maraming salamat.
Utang na loob namin ang pagpapatayo nito dahil napakalaking tulong nito sa aming paaralan and sa community as well. It is with great appreciation to thank you, the sponsoring foundations, for this facility, and we promise to make use of this to our full advantage. Thank you so much.
Nais naming magpasalamat at taos-puso naming pinasasalamatan ang lahat ng stakeholders upang maitaguyod ang pagsasagawa o ang pagkakaroon ng hygiene and hand washing facility tulad nito. Maraming salamat sa aming stakeholders tulad ng League of Corporate Foundations, gayon din sa Metrobank Foundation at syempre sa Manila Water Foundation. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat at saludo kami sa inyo.